So, let me tell you something. Life is not a competition. Despite the fact that majority of people treat life as such. Because since a very early age, we have been sort of like taught, shown that somehow this is how we should live, how we should act, how we should do things in our lives. And when we treat life as if it's a competition, there are going to be a lot of repercussions from us acting that way. But here's the thing. The reality is that we didn't come here to compete with anyone about anything. We came here to live our own story, experience a specific set of events, circumstances, experiences, learn a lot of lessons. But unfortunately, like I said, people have been conditioned to believe that we should always be measuring ourselves against other people or measuring other people against ourselves, right? There are so many people out there that believe that your worth, your value as a person, as an individual, as a human being is worth by whatever amount of material things you possess, by whatever type of personal achievements you may have, whatever they are. But the truth is, none of that stuff matters. The truth is that the only stuff that matters, the only stuff that we will get to keep and take it with us wherever we go when this physical experience finally ends at some point, eventually, because that's one immutable fact that can't be undone, can't be unchanged. We're all going to die someday. Although there's all kinds of people out there doing all kinds of things trying to figure out a way to stop that. That process cannot be stopped. You may be able to perhaps delay it by a certain amount of time, but that process is nature and the universe doing its own thing, and that's something that cannot be stopped no matter how technologically advanced civilization becomes. So we're all going to die one day. And we don't know when that day is going to be because we don't have a crystal ball that tells us when that day is going to arrive, right? It could be It could be tomorrow, could be a couple of hours from now, could be 20 years from now. Who knows? What matters is that all these things that we acquire here, material gains specifically, your house, your car, the amount of money you have in your bank account, that stuff is absolutely worthless on the other side. So the things that we should be striving for in life are things like joy, happiness, fulfillment, love. Everything that we gain from living through certain things, and you always gain something, regardless of what happens. Even when we don't learn lessons that constantly repeat themselves throughout our lives, because that'll happen to a lot of people too. People will have these things happen in their lives over and over again, not understanding why they happen. And then all they keep doing is asking themselves, why does this keep happening to me? It's because you're just not getting it. You're refusing to see. You need to open your eyes and take a deeper look with it, you know? If there's something happening in your life that keeps repeating itself, no matter where you go, no matter how much you're changing or you think you're changing your life, and that experience keeps repeating itself under different circumstances in different places with different people, whatever that may be, that means you're just refusing to learn the lesson. And when you apply resistance to certain things, especially that type of thing, it's not going to do you any favors, really. It's going to keep happening until you finally realize why that was happening. And you have your eureka moment whenever that happens. But I will tell you this, though, this material stuff that everybody worries about, that everybody seems to care the most, that everybody usually measures themselves against one another based upon however many trinkets they have and all of these things, none of that stuff matters. That stuff only matters here in this realm, and to a certain degree, because I've talked about this in the past as well, you know, that you can be the wealthiest person on the planet, but if you have some sort of, let's say, genetic defect, chronic disease or something that there is no way to fix it, it doesn't matter how much wealth you have. You're still going to suffer from that, and maybe perhaps even perish from it. Because wealth, and don't get me wrong, yeah, it's nice to have wealth and be wealthy. It'll help you in a lot of ways in life. But wealth usually will not bring you anything of spiritual value whatsoever. And it won't give you any growth in that sense, unless you're using some of that wealth in a positive manner and helping other people with it without expecting anything in return, because that's how it works. So yeah, you know, if you utilize that wealth perhaps to help some people that are in need out there in the world, and there are plenty, trust me, you don't have to look hard to find that kind of stuff. That's everywhere in this world that we live today. There are so many people out there struggling with so many different things that wealth could help them in so many different ways in that sense. And yet, you don't see a lot of people doing a lot of charitable work and helping those in need, do you? We live in a world where it's all about profits and making money and sales and generating more profits, no matter the cost. Is that affecting the environment? Who cares? We're not going to be here 20, 10, 20 years from now, right? I don't give a crap if it's polluting everything, destroying the water, killing the oceans, diminishing the populations of bees, any of this stuff. Who gives a crap? We need profits, profits and more profits. That's the mindset, right? For the people that run these corporations and do all this stuff anyway. So let this just be a reminder that all that stuff you have, all that money sitting in your bank account there, if you are one of those people, obviously, this is just a generic statement, of course. None of that stuff's gonna matter. Once your physical existence reaches its expiration date, because you won't take any of that with you to the next place you're gonna go to. So just keep that in mind. And like I said, yeah, wealth helps in a lot of ways for a lot of things. Wealth buys you comfort, clothes to wear, food to, feed, nourish yourself. It puts a roof over your head. You get to have a car, drive around, right? You don't have to walk anymore or use horses like people used to a long time ago. Yeah, wealth helps, that's for sure. But wealth should never be the end all be all goal of every single person on this planet, as everybody behaves that way for the most part. Wealth should never be the end all be all. That's a way that's a way of living that is going to be very limited, because if that's all you focus on, you're not going to gain much. You're not going to learn much. And then when you go to the other place, what are you going to have to show for? Chances are, you're probably going to have to come back sooner rather than later to do it all over again. Because you don't learn when that's all you're focusing on. So, it helps for some things, obviously, and we all need it, right? Because this is the way that the system we live in operates and works. Everybody needs money. That's what runs the whole system. That's what runs the world. It's money. Pieces of paper that we give value for. It's a very strange thing when you look at it. These pieces of paper are absolutely worthless, really. The only reason why there is value to it is because we make it so, and we accept it that it's got some value. So we exchange our labor, our energy, for this worthless piece of paper that we use to buy things. It's really bizarre. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Just keep in mind that we should never be focusing on these things, because you won't learn much if that's how you live your life. Don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe, and until next time, I'll catch you later, my friends.